Hey guys, this is Aaron. I want to talk a little bit about how hard or wet your clay is so that we can really have a good idea about the type of stiffness in the clay that we want for when we're building. I have in front of us here 5 different pieces of clay that are all from the same clay body that were cut out today. Let me show you a little bit about how we got here. So we cut these pieces and kept them all wrapped so that they would not dry out. And every about 90 minutes or so, every hour and a half, I laid out another piece. So this piece on the far end has been sitting out for, well, about 6 hours now. 4.5, 3, hour and a half. And then this one I just laid out and is the freshest piece. And what I want to do is look at how these are in terms of how stiff they are right now so that we can get an idea of what they're looking like. And then we may take a little bit of time to let them set up a little bit more still. So to do this, I'm going to use this large dowel that I use as a rolling pin. Let's start with our freshest piece of clay here. So this is the piece that was wet. And we just laid it out here. It's been sitting wrapped in plastic all day long, and you can see how quickly and easily it flops over and bends around this dowel. And when it's this wet, it twists and moves very easily, very easy to get a little mushed fingerprint in there, etc. So definitely too soft to do much with. And that's not what we're looking for. This piece that's been laying out for only about an hour and a half, you can see it slumps down a little bit less, but it still flops over that dowel very quickly and is quite soft. Still very much like the first one where it just seems too soft to do much with. And then this one that's been sitting out for about 3 hours. You can see it starts to bend just a little bit. Let me see if I can center it on there and see what happens a little bit more. So it bends over the bar, but it doesn't even go all the way down to the table. So this is starting to get some stiffness, but you can see as I pick this up and move it around, it doesn't hold its shape and position. And so that's not quite what we want either in most of our construction situations. So this piece, what did we say? This one had been out here for about 4.5 hours or so. Very similar to the previous one. And then this one that's been out here the longest. It doesn't really bend all that much. So this piece is starting to hold its shape a little bit, but you can see that it's got a little bit of an arc in it. So if I'm looking at this piece, what I'm trying to look for is, do I have a piece that's leather hard, that's going to hold up for me, that's going to stand up for me, go into the position that I put it and stay there. It's still quite easy to move. So I've let some more time pass on these 5 strips of clay that I cut. And I've kept some of them covered a little bit more with plastic so that they would stay soft. This is the piece that's been wrapped up the most, and you can see it still moves quite easily. And one of the things I want to point out that is part of just getting to understand clay, which is an important part of your progress as a ceramic artist, is that as these have dried, they haven't really stayed completely flat on the table. If you see this, if I push here, it wobbles a little bit. So this has hardened up enough that it's really holding its shape, and it's not even completely flat. So as these have lost moisture, they might shrink up a little bit, they might curl up a little bit, and so you can't depend on clay as it dries to dry completely flat and completely straight. This piece, the driest piece as well, a little wobbly, and if I flip it over, when I push down on it, I doubt you could hear it because I was talking, but as I pushed there, I could actually hear it crack a little bit. And so I pressed this down, and if you look right here, you can see a bit of a hairline crack that's going right across there. And in fact, this other end has fallen apart in my hands because it's quite dry. So this is the distinction, this range in here from the soft clay to definitely leather hard, where it doesn't even bend, just under its own weight, at least at this size, to this, which is far too dry, is the distinction that I really want to make with you. So let's take a closer look at this piece that is too dry so that we can start understanding when we know it's too dry to work with. Piece I want to look at here is how the individual pieces cut. So if I use a fettling knife here and try to pull that knife through, look how it starts to crack and crumble just as I try to cut through that, and those crumbling pieces are definitely an indication that this is far too dry to be working with. If I go, let's just go one more over and see how this works. Okay, I can cut through, but then it broke there at the end, and then I have this break point. So this also too dry to work with. Would not want to be trying to build with that. Let me skip down a couple. We know that this piece that is on my far right now and out of the camera view was still soft, but this, I think, the one that was all the way over on the right, the second from the right, has a little more flexibility, and if I pull the knife through this, I can cut that without creating a break. So that is better. And so this is something that you can kind of test on the surface or in the corner of a piece of clay. So this is a little needle tool. If I scratch with this, the needle tool goes in easily. It pulls through, not too big a deal. Go on this curved surface here. Really kind of the same thing. I can scratch. Any of these are going to throw a little burr up. When we pull the needle through, it'll push a little bit of clay up, and if you can see, there's little bits that seem to be sticking up there. And that's going to be true for no matter what type of clay hardness you're working with. But when you get to the drier clay, you can see that it's more creating crumbles all the way across. So if you're testing just to try and figure out what is the hardness of this clay, there should be a certain degree of scratch. And if I do a similar pressure, you can listen to that scrape. I don't know if you can hear it, but a fairly light pressure there, the same pressure there, the same pressure there. It goes much more deep the softer the clay is. Let me do that again where you can see. About the same pressure in 3 different runs. So let's just remind ourselves the point of all this, that we want to work with clay when it's at the right hardness, when we have leather hard, when we can still create bends and curves and control the shape and form of the clay, when the clay is soft enough that we can apply those curves, but hard enough where once we put it in a position it will stay, where it is hard enough that when we touch and manipulate it, we're not going to be making a squish fingerprint mark at every turn like happens with the clay that's still quite soft. If I were to score and slip this to attach this down to another piece, I could press down on that and I wouldn't mash the piece. If I use it too soft and I press down on that, I'm actually going to mash the clay, and that's no good. But we don't want to work with clay once it's become too hard. It becomes brittle, and you should not be working with it at this point. If you try to score it, you're going to get a bunch of granular sand, little tiny bits of clay, and if you try and bend it, it's going to break, and you just shouldn't be working with clay at all when it gets to this dryness. At this point, you should be completely finished with your construction and hands off. If anything, slowing the drying a little bit if you have it draped with a piece of plastic or cloth, but you shouldn't be manipulating the clay at that point. So I hope this helps a little bit, so you're thinking about the soft plastic clay, plastic, flexible, stretchy, the leather hard clay that holds its form but is still flexible and something that can be manipulated. And then this is starting to get to the point where soon we'd consider this bone hard, where it will dry out, lighten up in color, and be very brittle. So you want to be working at that leather hard state for most slab construction. Hope this is helpful. I think it's a really important part of ceramics and something that you should continue to try to absorb and appreciate as you continue working with clay. Good luck building.